Peace and love. I come to you in peace to hopefully educate my people in regard to some things that are taking places as I speak. And as the internet has been well explored by many and around the world, able to see that we are starting more and more to educate our people about their past, about their historical past, that we all need to be educated, and so that we can understand on how to understand our people. That's from South Africa, West Africa, East Africa, North Africa, and around the world. There are situations with the injustice here in America. There's around the world that they understand what is going on in an unjust United States. But we as a people, as a black people, spend probably $6 to $7 trillion here in America, and we are still treated like the slave 400 years ago, 150 years ago, 60 years ago, 30 years ago. Here we are now in 2015, and they want the black man to be quiet because they want you to believe that they're the God of the universe and what they say go. It is corporate America that has a lot of control. In certain parts of corporate America wants to maintain the power, control, hypocrisy, propaganda, chaos, and all the things that they do. You see, once again, as a dark-skinned black man, they will bring every possible tool that they can against you, whatever it takes, by any means and all means necessary. Well, I say to them, do not fear me, fear God. Because I am one of God's created children that he has brought on this earth to do as in what God wants done amongst and with all of his people. If you understand God and know who God is that gave his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, you will understand what God expects of his flesh and blood living human being. One thing about the God that we serve, God is real. So if you believe in God today, believe in God tomorrow. I say that to say this. You've never been in the shoes that I've been in and that I've had to go through in life. But we all go through trials and tribulations, woes and woes and ups and downs. But when there is a corrupt organization, and they always like to go to the black man's past, knowing that they have done nothing but lied on him from then until now, because this is what they do best. With their so-called technology, scientists and philosophers and theologies and all the various agencies that they go through just to continue to destroy the black man, the black woman, the black child, the black king, the Hispanics, the Indian, and other cultures. They don't want you to believe what's being said because they don't want it out there like that. They want you to be quiet. Well, listen, America, this is not the time to be quiet. This is the time to speak up and to speak out. Because if you don't speak, you will not be heard. we have a thing that they call, that the forefathers put in place, so they want to believe and follow upon and about, the Constitution of America, our civil rights, our liberal rights. Did it ever apply to me as a black man? Do they ever come up with the truth and facts? They want us to continue to do what we do against our own kind creed. Let them niggas kill each other. This is what they have done. This is what they have always will do. But no, black people, we got to have unity in our community and show the white man this is not the way we are. And this is not the way that we was created from the motherland. Now, we as a black man, we believe in standing up for what we stand for and stand up for righteousness. I'm going to say some things that you might believe, or you might not believe, or you might believe that it doesn't apply. But it applies because it deals with the injustice of corporate America. All the way from the White House to the courthouse in the various states. Now, I say that to say this: we've got to educate our police enforcement more. Police, they have a job to do. Don't get me wrong, they're not all bad. But the fact of the matter is, when you do things of injustice and you don't have facts, and you don't have evidence, but you bring up things that, oh, his past. White people, what past that you haven't given to the Hispanic and the black man? This is what you do. But listen, I'm not the judge and I'm not the jury, because it's still out. But you'll keep coming and keep coming with your articulate, manipulative, trickery ways. We got to do something with that nigga. We've got to do something with that nigga. And this is what you do. You find things that doesn't even exist. But by the time you get through pretending that you are a white god, this is the way it comes out in the end. Because you're very trickery and conniving, wicked, and evil. Not all white people, but those who are corrupt and know who they are, they know who they are. Now, there's a company, I'm going to say again, that's called Mercury Insurance. For my opinion, they're corrupt. Now, my point is, if you speak out against corporate America and companies like this, they have a way of retaliating, whether it's today or whether it's 10 years from the day. They will go to the various agencies or whatever it takes or whomever it takes to come back and destroy the assassination of your character or what you stand for or who you are. But they have no facts. They pull in fake witnesses or whatever it takes by any means necessary, whether it's 30 years, whether it's 20 years, whatever. We got to get that nigga. At the end of the day, you still a nigga. Believe that. Understand that, black man. Because the opposition, the enemy, will do what he do. But I serve a God, and I don't worry about what he's trying to do to me or what he will do to me. Because the God that I serve say, revenge is his, say the Lord. But if you abide by the rules and the facts and the evidence, then we don't have to worry about anything, now do we? God's got my back. I'm all right. This is the same God that created Moses, created Jesus. This is the same God that created Adam and Eve. This is the same God that loves me like he loved the world. So I do not have to worry about what the white man will try and do to me. Because I am a living, flushing human being that believe in God. And be quiet for what? When you're right, you're right. You better stand up today or be a coward forever. I'm not a coward. I'm nobody's punk. I'm nobody's sucker. I'm nobody's none of that. But by the time the white man begins through with you, he wants you to be what he say you are. I'm none of that. Now, watch the devil go to work, the white man, but watch God show up and show out. I believe in God. I believe in God. Do not be tricked, bamboozled, discombobulated, confused, or frustrated. Stand for what you believe in. Don't worry about them coming, because this is in their character. It's what they always do. Figure a way, find a way. We got to do something with that nigga. His mouth is too big, because they don't want my people to be educated. I love all my children and grandchildren. I love my mother. I love all of my people. White people, I even love y'all too. But you got to get your mind right. You got to get your heart right. You got to get your soul right. Accept your responsibility. Keep it transparent. Stop coming up with things to make things to try to destroy the black man. I say again, the darker the man, the more fury you are and the more you come. I know you're coming, but I don't worry about that. I serve a God. And God is my Savior. Always have been, always will be. Peace, and may God bless all of you. I come in peace. Know God in order to understand what God is saying through me to get my point across to his people. I'm out. Love.